Alrighty, so hello, it's Maggie. Um, I have a wicked bad headache, so I'm not like trying to hide from anybody. Um, the rest of the Limeys understand. So, alright. Um, I had like a series of like 4 really good days last week. And one of those days just so happened to be the day that I went to my LLMD. And so he got to see me feeling better, and I think that kind of like knocked me down a few pegs in his eyes. Like he thinks that I'm actually doing better, and I haven't felt that good for that many days, and I can't tell you how long. Like, at least 2 years. So anyway, I'll start at the beginning. um, I've been keeping up with my pain management doctor. I've been getting series of injections in my spine, and they started down towards my shoulders, and they've actually worked their way up all the way up to C1, C2, C3, and C4, which obviously are the highest vertebrae on your neck. So next, we're looking at radio frequency lesions, and it's basically the same thing he's doing with the injections with the lidocaine. He's injecting lidocaine into my nerves to kill the sensors, that the message that the nerves are sending to my brain saying that it hurts. He's not actually fixing the problem, he's just taking the pain away. So the next thing he's doing is that he wants to talk to me about is radio frequency lesion. And it's like, it's a lot more serious than what I've been getting, but I guess what it is a more permanent, what's the word, solution to the lidocaine injections. So he's basically going to be putting them like in the same spots that I've been getting my the radio frequency. Is going to put the radio frequency in basically the same spots that I have been getting the medial branch blocks. So, but I guess it's a bit more serious because I cannot operate this. I have to read this like verbatim. I can't pronounce anything today. I know what the word's supposed to be, but it's just not coming out. So, okay. It says the post-procedure instructions for radiofrequency lesion. And it says activity: do not drive, operate machinery, heavy equipment, or sign important documents for the next 24 hours. So it must be like pretty serious if it's saying I can't sign important documents, like, because I guess that would be voiding a contract, like, or voiding the contract as you're signing it because you're not under clear mind or whatever. You can move about as needed or as much as you can tolerate. However, do be quiet for the remainder of today and tomorrow. Use an ice pack and or warm soaks or dry heat applications are encouraged if deemed necessary. And pretty much like that's the things that I can't do. And like it says observe for redness or warmth around needle puncture sites. Okay. Increased pain beyond what is expected for a procedure. Now, I experience natural spikes and declines in pain as I'm in different parts of my Lyme cycle. So, you know, depending on when he schedules it, it would be really hard for me to tell if I'm in more pain than usual or more than expected. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm like ranting. swelling, drainage, chilling, night sweats, or stiff neck. Okay, I always have night sweats. And lately it's been getting so bad where I wake up soaked. Last night, for example, I woke up, now I pulled a muscle in my neck on Sunday, or I sprained it or something. I basically gave myself whiplash. My hair was in my face and I'm not going to do it, but I threw my head that way pretty quickly to get my hair up on my shoulder, and my neck was already sore upon waking up. So to get that sprained or strained or pulled or whatever the way that I did, it killed me. I was literally in tears for quite a while. Eventually I got up, I got out of bed, and I started moving around, and it was really bad. It was so bad I couldn't wheel myself in my wheelchair. And so I tried different things. I got in the hot tub. I took a Vicodin, and I did get a good I'm sorry, right now all of a sudden I'm getting really hot, so I'm gonna turn the fan up if I can reach it. This really sucks. Okay, so I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Okay, so whatever. I pulled a muscle and I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and I was so soaked in sweat that I couldn't actually lay back down in the spot in the bed that I was in. I ended up having to move over into my husband's spot, but he obviously wasn't home. He left. He's in Pensacola, Florida right now. But anyway, so I know I'm really scattered and I'm sorry, but so how the heck am I supposed to know if I had if the night sweats or my stiff neck is a part of this and it's not just normal Lyme stuff? So yeah, that's really gay. Oh my god, my head. I think the pressure from the sunglasses are making it worse. It's way too bright. Way too bright. Oh. Okay, so I talked about pain management. Okay, so my Lyme doctor, when I went to go see him last week, he said that because I did see some kind of improvement from the 30 milligrams of Flexeril, the muscle relaxer, at bedtime, then that was a good thing because I was resting more and stuff. And so he wished that he could have upped the dosage on the Flexeril, but he can only go up to 30 milligrams because it's a muscle relaxer, and your heart is a muscle, and your lungs are a muscle, and if that stuff is relaxed, especially at bedtime, it could kill me. So that's a no-go. So he switched me, this is my med bag, switched me off of the Flexeril and put me on, I can't even say it, imipramine, IMIPRAMINE. And so I have to take 10 milligrams for a week at bedtime, and then 20 milligrams at bedtime for another week, and then 30 milligrams at bedtime for another week, and then 40 milligrams at bedtime for another week, and then eventually 50 milligrams. And so now the pills, obviously, I'm only on up to, I'll start 20 milligrams this week. But these pills are so tiny. They are the smallest, itty-bittiest little pills that I have ever seen in my life. I don't know if you can see them, but they're these tiny little yellow triangles. Can you see it? I hope you can. Okay, so I like abruptly stopped the Flexeril, the 30 milligrams of Flexeril at bedtime. Like I very abruptly stopped it. And should I move back? My head cut off a little. Alright, so I abruptly stopped the Flexeril at bedtime and I started taking this. And this doesn't even compare to the amount of relief from my muscle spasms and my just overall tightness and tenseness than what this is. Now, this imipramine is actually, I guess, an antidepressant, but when used in high doses and only at bedtime, it can be used for the same exact purposes as the Flexeril, the muscle relaxant, and also to reprogram my brain. So my LLMD said that he wants to reprogram my brain. And because my serotonin is really low, and obviously I'm not getting enough sleep. So a lot of like my hallucinations and my supersonic hearing and the muscle spasms, he is all attributing to the low serotonin levels and the fact that I'm not sleeping. Now, I have been sleeping because for quite a long time I was taking 30 milligrams of Flexeril, one Vicodin, which is 5 milligrams of codeine, and the 2 Benadryl, so I think that's either, I don't know how many milligrams it is of Benadryl. 25 milligrams. So it was 50 milligrams of Benadryl and 100 milligrams of Zoloft. What the heck? Oh, the fan's making funky noise. Funky, I didn't swear. Alright, so I was taking, as I was saying, I was taking the Flexeril, the Zoloft, yeah, I hit them all. I hit everything that knocks me out. So, my Vicodin, I love my Vicodin. I suffered for a really, really, really long time without any sort of pain relief whatsoever. And I don't rely on this every single day. I don't take this every single day. And I don't, if I do take it in a day, it's really rare for me to take it any other time other than in the morning. I'll take it when I wake up in the morning if I have a headache, and then I'll take it before bed if I'm really sore. So it's really rare for me to take it more than twice a day, but yesterday when I sprained the muscles and they were just so painful, I know that this is really bad, but I was literally taking them every 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours max, and it was barely touching the pain. It was only taking the edge off, so I could be awake to suffer. I don't know. Alright, so back to my list here. So last week I had like these patches inside of my mouth, like, you know, the pockets of your cheeks, you know, the very bottom of your gums, where the very bottom of your gums meets your cheek, I guess. I call them pockets. I don't know what they're really called, but I had like these patches of sores, and honestly, I thought that it was something to do with my yeast overgrowth. You know, I've been on doxycycline for 6 months. I know I have a lot of problems with yeast. Every time I take the what the hell is it called? Diflucan. I'm glad for labels. Every time I take the Diflucan, I get very sick. I usually end up vomiting, and my stomach just feels absolutely horrible. And so I know that I'm herxing from the Diflucan, from the die-off of that. So I told my LLMD about it, and I told him that I thought that it was something to do with the yeast, because I have 2 different kinds of yeast growing in my mouth, and I'm getting them under control with Troche's, it's chlorotrimazole, and they're these little things that I put in my mouth it takes like 10-15 minutes to dissolve it, and they don't really taste that bad, but they don't really taste that great. But they are helping. The brown stuff on the back of my teeth is almost completely gone. Oh, okay, so I told my LLMD about it, and he said that maybe, not maybe, he said that that was something viral, and if it continued, he would have to put me on an antiviral. So that leads me to my next point, which is basically my husband's opinions and feelings about my LLMD. Now, my husband hasn't gone to see my LLMD since November. Yeah, it was like right around Thanksgiving. And I see my LLMD every 4 weeks. So my husband hasn't gone in quite a while, and he doesn't like hear what the LLMD has to say, and he does. My husband has an understanding of Lyme, but he thinks that there should be more results. Now, like I just said, I've been on doxy for 6 months now, and I'm really not doing any better. I'm actually doing quite a bit worse. And so my husband brought up that, I haven't seen any results in the last 6 months. And I said, well, technically I have, because I'm doing worse. And with Lyme, that's, kind of par for the course. And my husband really didn't want to hear it. He wasn't mean about it. He was very nice. We discussed it, but he said that he thinks that it's about time to ditch my LLMD, because it's a 2.5-hour drive one way. So, I have a big SUV, and we're literally, for that huge trip, about almost 500 miles round trip, we're talking about a tank and a half of gas, which with gas prices and down here in Florida and my big V8 engine is about $85, and that's, ballparking it being, a little lenient on it. So $85, not to mention that me and my driver have to eat. I can't drive myself because that is too far. I will end up getting a headache, or too hot, or nauseous, or something where I literally will have to pull over. And the last time I tried to drive myself, any distance was just on the way back. My husband and I drove up to my LLMD, and I drove back by myself, and I ended up stopping about half an hour, maybe a little more than that. It was about 50 miles from home, because I had such a bad headache, and I was so nauseous, and I was hot, and I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. Maybe it was a panic attack, I don't know. But I feel like I'm getting like really long, so I might have to part 2 this for like the first time. So haha, you can't see me. Yeah, 18 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna part 2 it because I really have a lot to say. All right.